Hi, Assalamualaikum to Miss Aisha and my fellow friends. I hope you guys have amazing day when you guys watch this video presentation. In this video presentation, our group will present to you guys about the chosen program, which is Big Stage 2019. And before we start, I will introduce you guys my dearest groupmate. As you guys can see on this slide, we have the handsome one, Daniel Russell, the coolest one, Raja Aina Farhani, the intelligent one and only Shazwani Safwan, and me, myself, Nordiana Izzati binti Muhammad Jafri. So we will move to the next slide. This is our outlines of presentation. So as you guys can see, we will start by introduction, proceed to the event description, and we also will cover on the types of sponsorship, sponsorship objective, right and benefits, the impact of sponsorship, and we will end by the conclusion. So here we are. For an introduction, we have to know what is the definition of sponsorship. Basically, sponsorship is a cash or fee that we pay to the organization, which in return, they will get the commercial incentive, which is the media. And now we will move to the next slide. Now in this slide, I will tell you guys about the event description because I bet some of you guys doesn't really know what is this program. Basically, this stage is the reality singing competition show by Astro featuring talents who are by invitations only. These talents are unpolished and rarely given the opportunity to perform on the television. Therefore, the objective of the big stage itself to showcase their talent by preparing them with the necessary knowledge and vocal classes to expand their talents. It is weekly concert and this season consists 8 weeks of competition and being on air every Sunday 9 p.m. at Auditorium Majlis Bandaraya Shah Alam. And what makes this season 2 different from the other season is because this season, as you guys can see, all of these 12 talents comes from our local singer and also international singer. As example, Aziz Harun comes from Brunei, Chalida from Thailand, Dinda Permata from Indonesia, and Jang Hambyul come from Korea. And this program highlighted Vivo as the official sponsor and Porta Gempa as digital platform and also Era FM as an official radio. And lastly, about the prize, the champion will get 100,000 with the trophy. Second and third places will get 50,000 and 25,000 also with the trophy. And not being left behind, fourth place will get 10,000 with the trophy. And the fifth place will get 5,000 also with the trophy. And that's it from me. I will pass to the next presenter, Daniel Russell.
Thank you, Diana, for the presentation. Now, I will proceed to the type of sponsorship. At this type of event, they have 3 types of sponsorship, which is the primary sponsorship, the official supplier, and the lastly is the subsidiary sponsorship. For the primary sponsorship, we can see that Vivo is sponsored the big stage event, where Vivo share the event expenses, and Vivo can enter at various financial levels. Vivo also can have the opportunity to maximize their exposure while sponsoring big stage. This is because Vivo can put their logo at the event title and their name, which is Vivo, that the big stage usually mentioned during the event is take place. But if Vivo withdraw from big stage, it can cause considerable disruption to the financial stability event. The second one is official supplier, which is the Produa and the Farm Fresh. Official supplier is a special case of subsidiary sponsorship, where Produa and Farm Fresh product have little obvious connection with the big stage event. We can see that Produa is sponsored the pricing, while the Farm Fresh sponsored the drinks during the big stage event. And then lastly is the subsidiary sponsorship, we can see that Pro2 is the big stage subsidiary sponsorship, where the Pro2 can achieve the same promotional capacity at primary sponsorship, which is Vivo. We will look into the sponsorship objective. They have 4 sponsorship objectives. The first one is to improve brand awareness. The second one is driving more sales. The third one is to heighten the visibility. And the lastly is gaining media exposure. For the first one is the improved brand awareness. Big Stage is a big event where they have many spectators. So as a sponsor, which is Vivo, Farmfresh and Pro2, this is a great opportunity to them to promote their product, where it can be positioning during the event is take place. Second one is the driving more sales. This is because Big Stage is a big event where they have the opportunity to market and promote their product, and it can increase their sales. And the third one is heightened visibility. Big Stage have wide exposure of event and vast publicity opportunity, where the sponsor name can be noticed during the event is take place. This can make the sponsor name position in the marketplace. And the lastly is gaining media exposure. Nowadays, there are many platforms for media exposure, such as social media like Instagram, Twitter and Facebook, where the sponsor name can be trending, and this can make their product be more exposed to the marketplace. So that's all from me. I will proceed to Raja Aina for the next presenter.
Thank you, Daniel. Now I'm going to continue the presentation as the third presenter. I will be going to explain about the rights and benefits of the sponsors in the Big Stage event. So as we know, Big Stage chose or decided to have Vivo as their main sponsors. So before they make any agreement that includes the rights and benefits of the sponsors, Big Stage needs to make sure that they can keep up with the promises that they offer. So firstly, based on my observation, the sponsors can have the public relation and media exposure from the event. So every time the Big Stage is on screen or live on television, they need to make sure that the sponsor's name will be mentioned in between the whole speech to make the public aware of the product or brand that sponsors the event. And also, the sponsor's name will be in the newspaper as well, if Big Stage is part of the newspaper clipping. So secondly, television exposure is what most sponsors look for in a company if they decided to sponsor or not. So the sponsors in the Big Stage event do not need to obtain permission prior to using video clips for commercial reasons, because the television exposure is in the sponsorship packages when they decide on rights and benefits of the sponsors. So they have the permission to advertise their product using Big Stage names on the television advertising. Furthermore, Big Stage banners can be used as a signage for the sponsors to put on their logo so they can increase brand awareness to the public. Signage is the most commonly provided benefit in sponsorship packages. Big Stage as the organizer have agreed with the sponsors on the size of the banners and also where the sign will be located throughout the course of event. Next, the sponsors of the Big Stage have the advertising rights, where the sponsor's name will be on the program so the public can see clearly who provides the funds for this event. And also, they can use any photographs that have been taken along the event for their product promotion. They can advertise their product using pictures and shots from the Big Stage event as one of the benefits that they have agreed on. Lastly, the rights and benefits that the sponsors of the Big Stage event is product sampling. The product that they have displayed in front of the judges' table is the product from their main sponsor, which is Vivo.
Vivo promote their new release phone, which is Vivo S1, as shown in the picture above, during the event running or live on the television, in order to make people who watch the big stage are well informed about their new release product. So these are the rights and benefits of the sponsors from the big stage event that we can obviously see and notice. The sponsorship packages that have been offered by the organizer can really help to increase sales and brand awareness of the sponsor. So that's all from me. We will move on to the next presenter, who is Shazwani.
Thank you, Raja, for the presentation. Now, I will continue as the last presenter to present about the impacts of sponsorship towards organizer, participants, spectators, and sponsors. Firstly, the impact of sponsorship towards organizer. Based on my observation, I can see the impacts towards the organizer when they have a strong financial support that help them to organize and run this event smoothly. And it also gives the impact towards the organizer when they can create the name and image of this big stage program in the worldwide, since they have the involvements of participants from various countries. Secondly, the impacts of sponsorship towards participants. Through this sponsorship program, it helped the 12 participants of the big stage program to promote themselves to the broad market, which is one of the steps for them to build up their career. Thirdly, the impact of the sponsorship towards spectators. As a spectators, we can see the impacts when they start to recognize and associate the sponsored parties for this big stage program, which are Vivo, Produa, and Farmfresh. The second impact towards the spectators also when they can easily memorize about the product or brand offered when the use of ambassador for the program, which we can see through Vivo. They use Datuk Siti Nurhaliza as the ambassador, which is one of the juries for this event. And the third impact for these spectators when they can build up their trust towards the sponsored party through the brand or product offered. And the last impact of the sponsorship is towards sponsors. The impacts of the sponsorship towards sponsors we can see when the drive of sales towards the product or brand and the commercial incentive received by the sponsors through media. So here we can see that this big stage program give the impacts towards organizer, participants, spectators, and sponsors. In conclusion, we can see the sponsored party for this big stage program, which are Vivo, Produa, and Farmfresh, choose the sponsorship platform as the fastest medium for them to market their product and brand instead of using other expensive forms of marketing. Therefore, sponsoring an event that's specific to a company's target audience can help the business to focus more time and money on how their brand or product is received by the customers. So that's all from us. Thank you for your time, and if there are any questions you may ask, and lastly, stay safe, #kita jaga kita. Assalamualaikum.